Man Ray shoots an arrow into Mrs. Puff's head. Why is that funny? Do it! Yes! Do it!
Fucked up, loser, got a lot of dreams though. Dream so loud, never could be seen though. Get so lost, like my name is Nemo. When I dream, it can never be complete. Make these motherfuckers understand there'll never be another me.
What? Going on, kids? Hey, how's it going? It's Cam. How are you today? We're here today with a very special video. As you know, I have done lots of Hunger Games videos on my channel. Most of them have been surrounding K-pop, but there's so many areas of media and the world to explore with the Hunger Games. So today, we are doing my favorite cartoon as a child. It's still my favorite cartoon. SpongeBob SquarePants! Goddamn SpongeBob SquarePants, baby. When I tell you this was my childhood, it was my childhood. I had a SpongeBob SquarePants room. I had a SpongeBob SquarePants everything, bro. I used to want to be a sponge when I was a kid. That's how badly I loved him. I went to bed every night wishing I'd wake up as a sponge. So I thought it'd be fun today to do a Hunger Games to see out of the SpongeBob universe who would come out on top in a Hunger Games. Honestly, if I was to pick one person to win, I'm gonna make my assumption right now. I'm gonna make my prediction. I think the Flying Dutchman, aka Davy Jones, is gonna win. This man takes souls for a living. He's a goddamn ghost. He can't die. But there's a lot of good competitors out here, so I should let you guys know. Let's check out who our competitors are today. Thanks for joining me. It's gonna be a fun time. Make your predictions right now. Comment down below who you think is gonna win. Don't cheat! Just comment it, and then after you'll see if you won. My prediction is the Flying Dutchman, but we should watch out. We should watch out for Mrs. Puff, because Mrs. Puff has a dark side. We've seen it, but honestly, it's anyone's game. First up in District 1, you guessed it, SpongeBob SquarePants. It's him, the man, the myth, the legend. A lot of pressure on SpongeBob today, as he is the main character. Everyone's gonna be expecting him to do well. He's a kid, and he's trying to become a man. Will he be able to show that today? Next, we have Patrick Star. I expect him... Listen, if Patrick just went on brute force, I think he might be... He's got great athleticism, but I think he's probably going to end up killing himself somehow. That's probably what's going to happen. District 2, we have Squidward and Mr. Krabs. I have a bad feeling that Squidward wants to die anyway, so he might die pretty early. Mr. Krabs is very greedy. He wants money. If you win the Hunger Games, you get a lot of fame. You get a lot of bitches. I think Mr. Krabs is going to be very hungry today. Let's see if he has the secret formula to win this. District 3, we have Plankton and Karen. His wife, Karen, obviously. Plankton at a big disadvantage for being super small. Probably unable to kill anybody. But he does have a lot of tricks up his sleeve per usual. And he does have the advantage of being so small that nobody can probably see him. Then we have Karen, who you just kind of have to unplug her to beat her, so I think that's probably a disadvantage for her. If Karen wins, then I don't even know. District 4, we have a couple of tough ladies. Sandy Cheeks, who's very well versed. She's strong, she don't take no shit. Let's hope she just got out of hibernation. Then we have Mrs. Puff, who I said was my sleeper pick because she does have an evil, angry side. We've seen it come out with SpongeBob in driving school over the years. But then again, I feel like you just stab Mrs. Puff and she just deflates. District 5, we have Gary the snail along with Pearl. Gary has that strong shell to protect him, but he is very slow. He can be caught very easily. Then we have Pearl, who's a big, beefy gal. Goddamn well. How Mr. Krabs spawned this daughter, I do not know to this day. But Pearl's gonna be a tough one. She's got the advantage of just being massive. District 6, we have Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Tough competitors back in their day, but this is Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy from the show, so they are older, but they do have the wits about them. They might be able to, you know, use experience to get the win. District 7, we have Larry the Lobster and King Neptune. A couple of tough boys. Larry obviously lifts. He can bench like 700. He gets all the bitches. He can swim really well, and he's a lobster, so he's got them pinchers, you know what I mean? Then King Neptune, well, he's King Neptune, baby. I mean, bald! He can use that bald head to shine on people's eyes and kind of maybe, if he's trying to make a quick getaway, just goes, ping! And he's a king, so I mean, he's gonna be a tough competitor for sure. District 8, we have Perch Perkins and Fred. Obviously, Fred's the guy who goes, Twilight! An icon. Honestly, if Fred wins this, I wouldn't be surprised. He's an icon. Then we have Perch Perkins, who's just the news reporter of Bikini Bottom. If Perch wins, then also, I don't even know. If Perch Perkins wins this, I'll eat my own dick. District 9, we have the evil boys. Man Ray and the Dirty Bubble. Man Ray's gonna be a tough competitor. He's beefed up. He's got a really cool name and a cool outfit, but he's easily frustrated. And then we have the Dirty Bubble, who I think has the worst chance out of anyone here. You don't even need a weapon to kill him, really. You just poke him and he's dead. District 10, we have Old Man Jenkins and Squilliam Fancy Son. Couple of classic SpongeBob characters here. Old Man Jenkins, very old, very senile. He might go crazy and kill a couple people, but I think he's going to be knocked out. Then Squilliam Fancy Son, I mean, I think he's going to suffer here today. He's used to having everything done for him. Today he's going to be thrown in the ring. He won't know what to do. But he probably has good connections in the capital, so he'll be able to be hooked up with a couple of good things. District 11 is Doodle Bob and Bubble Bass. Of course, Doodle Bob is he's a crazy guy. If someone gives him a pencil and an eraser, it's over for everybody. Then Bubble Bass, obviously a tough cookie.
You forgot the pickle!
He's gonna be tough. He's a tough bloke for sure. And then finally rounding it out in District 12 is the Flying Dutchman, aka Davy Jones. Ow! And then Kevin C. Cucumber. Absolute classic character. I had to throw him in here. I didn't know who to put for the last one. I was like, Kevin C. Cucumber. An icon. He's just a cucumber, a little bitch boy, but I don't think he'll win. But you never know. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us begin the SpongeBob SquarePants Hunger Games! As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Doodlebob steps off the podium too soon and blows up. Jesus Christ. Doodlebob, GG, right away. Couldn't even get his pencil. That's a tough one. Karen finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Old Man Jenkins runs away from the cornucopia. Sandy Cheeks grabs a shield, leaning on the cornucopia. Patrick runs away. Pearl runs away. Mr. Krabs runs away. Bubble Bass runs away. The Flying Dutchman grabs a shovel to bury people in their graves. Very smart. Squidward runs away. Barnacle Boy runs away. The Dirty Bubble retrieves a trident inside the cornucopia. This dude is he's gonna carry it the wrong way. He's gonna pop himself. Man Ray runs away. Gary stabs Perch Perkins while his back is turned. God damn, Gary, you don't even have any hands. King Neptune takes a sickle from inside the corporate. No, King Neptune should have got the trident. Mrs. Puff and SpongeBob fight for a bag. Mrs. Puff gives up and retreats. Once again, Mrs. Puff and SpongeBob at odds. They are mortal enemies, I'm telling you. Mermaid Man runs away from the cornucopia. Plankton takes a handful of throwing knives. How small are these knives? This dude's throwing mini knives? Just probably like prick you. Squilliam Fancy Son runs away from the cornucopia. I'm glad I put his full name in. Fred runs away from the cornucopia. Larry the Lobster runs away from the cornucopia. Kevin C. Cucumber runs away from the cornucopia. All right, folks, this is day one. King Neptune receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Of course he does. He's a king. Squidward practices his archery. SpongeBob is pricked by thorns while picking berries. He would be picking berries. That's very SpongeBob. Barnacle Boy diverts Larry the Lobster's attention and runs away. Squilliam Fancy Son explores the arena. Man Ray searches for a water source. Fred tries to sleep through the entire day. Classic Fred. Patrick hunts for other tributes. Mrs. Puff sprains her ankle while running away from the Dirty Bubble. Mr. Krabs goes hunting. Plankton picks flowers. Every flower is bigger than him, so that's probably very tough for him. Karen and Kevin C. Cucumber work together for the day. Oh my god, ship? Don't tell Plankton. What's their ship name? Karen C. Cucumber. Gary sprains his ankle. This dude has hands and ankles while running away from Mermaid Man. Bubble Bass chases Sandy Cheeks. Old Man Jenkins receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Pearl begs for the Flying Dutchman to kill her. He refuses, keeping Pearl alive. That's your one job as the Flying Dutchman. Carry their souls to the next realm. I totally get it, Pearl. I get it. I get it. Two cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Doodlebob and Perch Perkins have fallen. I don't think they were real legit contenders to win this thing, so not a big surprise, but rip to them anyway. Patrick convinces Man Ray to snuggle with him. I guess they got over the wallet incident, didn't they? I could definitely ship that, 100%. Pat Ray. Man Rick? Just two dudes snuggling. Who's Big Spoon? I think Patrick's Big Spoon. Man Ray gives me Little Spoon vibes. He gives me a man who wants to be seen as a big man, Big Spoon type guy, but in reality, he's a Little Spoon. Gary sets up camp for the night. Gary's been getting a lot done, hasn't he? Bubble Bass, Squidward, and King Neptune sleep in shifts. Wow, what a squad. Kevin C. Cucumber convinces Mermaid Man to snuggle with her. What are all these ships going on? What? That's the most random combination. Kevin C. Cucumber and Mermaid Man are spooning. Pearl and SpongeBob hold hands? What is happening right now? It's prom all over again. I can't. Yo, there's so many love relationships happening? Is this the Hunger Games or the Love Games, bro? Like, I thought SpongeBob was gay, confirmed this year, or asexual. It was one of the two. More like SpongeBob Simp Pants. More like Simp Bob Sponge Pants. Fred and the Flying Dutchman talk about the tributes still alive. Good. Sandy Cheeks sees a fire but stays hidden. Squilly and Fancy Sun is awoken by nightmares. Plankton, Larry the Lobster, the Dirty Bubble, and Karen sleeping shifts. Finally, Plankton's back with Karen. Barnacle Boy defeats Mr. Krabs in a fight but spares his life. Mrs. Puff tries to treat her infection. Old Man Jenkins passes out from exhaustion. Probably, he's like 98. All right, nobody died that day. Just a lot of cuddling. Plankton and Pearl hunt for other tributes. What a squad. Biggest and smallest member. Karen tries to spearfish with a trident. She has no arms. She's a computer. Sandy Cheeks begs for Larry the Lobster to kill her. He refuses, keeping Sandy Cheeks alive. What are with all the women in this trying to die? Larry's too sweet to kill someone that's begging. Mr. Krabs explores the arena, probably looking for money. Mermaid Man receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. King Neptune unknowingly eats toxic berries. Does that mean he's dead? Or he's gonna have bad poops. Squidward overhears Patrick and Fred talking in the distance. It's like the third straight time Fred's just been chatting with someone. They're like, yeah, so how's your leg? He's like, honestly, it's been better. Gary is pricked by thorns while picking berries with what? The Flying Dutchman tries to sleep through the entire day. Mrs. Puff collects fruit from a tree. Bubble Bass practices his archery. Barnacle Boy searches for a water source. I'd hope they're all underwater right now. I hope it's all underwater, else they all lose. SpongeBob. Have any of you seen the SpongeBob anime? That was just really... I'll leave the link down below. It's the best thing ever. SpongeBob overhears Old Man Jenkins and Kevin talking in the distance. The Dirty Bubble injures himself. Wait, I knew this was gonna happen. He's a bubble. Is he dead? How do you injure yourself as a bubble? Don't you just pop? Squilly and Fancy Sun receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. All these rich people, King Neptune, Squilliam, getting sponsored. Man Ray injures himself. Wow, that's so cute. Both the villains injured themselves. No one died again. Sandy tried her best. Never mind, King Neptune died. He died from those toxic berries. Hey man, rip to King Neptune, but I'm different. I wouldn't have died. Berries? Nah. On to night 2. Kevin C. Cucumber attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Pearl goes to sleep. Squidward loses sight of where he is. Oh, Squidward. Emotionally? The Flying Dutchman is awoken by nightmares. Larry the Lobster tries to treat his infection. Gary looks at the night sky. I'm really rooting for Gary, I'll be honest. Old Man Jenkins tries to treat his infection. Why is everyone infected? Was someone fishing? Mermaid Man, Mr. Krabs, and SpongeBob discuss the games of what might happen in the morning. Good chat, good banter. Mrs. Puff convinces Fred to snuggle with her. Bro, get that shit, Fred. Get that shit, Fred. Mrs. Puff finna stroke Fred's third leg. Barnacle Boy stays awake all night. There are so many love relationships happening, I can't even. Sandy Cheeks tries to treat her infection. Everyone's infected out here, bro. Man Ray sees a fire but stays hidden. Whose fire? Kevin was the only one who tried to do it and he didn't do it. The Dirty Bubble, Bubble Bass, and Plankton sleep in shifts. Plankton's been chilling with everybody, bro. There hasn't been a lot of dying or killing so far. Only three deaths in the first 3 days. I mean, come on. Barnacle Boy makes a slingshot. The Dirty Bubble questions his sanity. Oh no. Squidward tries to spear a fish with a trident. Fred camouflages himself in the bushes. Let's go, Fred. Karen runs away from Plankton. No, I hate abusive relationships. God damn it, Plankton, be better. Men are trash. Squilly and Fancy Sun sprains his ankle. We're running away from Mrs. Puff. Larry the Lobster dies from an infection. No, he was just trying to treat it yesterday. Hey man, rip to Larry, honestly, but I'm different. No infection would have killed me. Sandy Cheeks, the Flying Dutchman, Old Man Jenkins, and Bubble Pass form a suicide pact, killing themselves? Almost 4 random people to be paired together too. Sandy wanted to die, we saw it yesterday. She was begging Larry to kill her. This was all up to the Flying Dutchman for sure. Because his job is to take dead souls into the next world. And he just talked them into killing themselves, and he can't die because he's already dead. Wow, rip to those 4. Honestly, random 4 people. Gary questions his sanity. No, Gary, be strong. Meow. Mr. Krabs picks flowers. Man Ray searches for a water source. SpongeBob dies trying to escape the arena. No! For SpongeBob. Damn, bro, SpongeBob, that's our main character. Listen, I didn't think SpongeBob was gonna win, but I thought he'd make it a little further. God, rip to SpongeBob. Mermaid Man collects fruit from a tree. Kevin C. Cucumber receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. All right, now we're getting some deaths. Larry the Lobster, Sandy Cheeks, the Flying Dutchman, Old Man Jenkins, Bubble Bass, and SpongeBob. SpongeBob's dead! SpongeBob's dead! Night 3. Plankton tries to sing himself to sleep. Man Ray fends Kevin C. Cucumber, Squidward, and Squilliam Fancy Son away from his fire. Squidward and Squilliam are working together? That's 12 tentacles. Gary screams for help. What is happening to Gary? Someone go save my boy Gary, cause he is going through it. Gary has been slowly but surely losing his sanity this whole time. Mrs. Puff, Mr. Krabs, the Dirty Bubble, and Barnacle Boy tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Fred goes to sleep. Karen tries to sing herself to sleep. A lot of tough competitors still in this. Barnacle Boy fishes. Squilliam Fancy Son stalks Gary. Well, all he's gonna find is Gary just going, ah! Mermaid Man searches for a water source. Plankton makes a slingshot. Squidward and Mr. Krabs split up to search for resources. I think Mr. Krabs is gonna betray Squidward. Don't trust that bitch. Mrs. Puff goes hunting. Man Ray and Pearl fight Patrick and Kevin C. Cucumber. Man Ray and Pearl survive! Rip to Patrick Star and Kevin C. Cucumber. Patrick can join SpongeBob up in heaven. Damn, bruh. Yeah, going up against Man Ray and Pearl? Man Ray had to kill his former lover, Patrick. Damn, bruh. That's gotta sting. Karen tries to sleep through the entire day. Someone just has to shake the mouse and she'll wake up. The Dirty Bubble fishes. How is the Dirty Bubble still alive? 2 cannon shots can be heard. Patrick from District 1 and Kevin from District 12. 2 polar opposites. Let us check in on everyone so far. SpongeBob and Patrick, deceased. Squidward and Mr. Krabs, alive. Plankton and Karen, alive. Sandy Cheeks, deceased. Mrs. Puff, alive. Gary, alive with 1 kill. Pearl, alive with 2 kills. I told you Pearl was gonna be tough. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, still alive. Larry the Lobster, King Neptune, deceased. Perch Perkins, dead. Fred, alive. Man Ray, alive, 2 kills. The Dirty Bubble, alive. Old Man Jenkins, dead. Squilliam Fancy Son, alive. Doodlebob and Bubble Bass, dead. Flying Dutchman, Kevin C. Cucumber, deceased. It's anybody's game right now. Mrs. Puff is awoken by nightmares of SpongeBob driving. Squilliam Fancy Son cries himself to sleep. Aww. Karen fends Mermaid Man, Gary, and Fred away from her fire. That's right, go off, Karen. The Dirty Bubble is awoken by nightmares. Plankton sees a fire but stays hidden. Pearl stays awake all night. Barnacle Boy starts a fire. Mr. Krabs looks at the night sky. Man Ray is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Aw, Man Ray, he doesn't have Patrick to warm him up. Plankton camouflages himself in the bushes. Good, that's what he should be doing, he's so small. Gary picks flowers. Yes, Gary redemption story. This guy's starting to find himself, becoming more at peace. We love you, Gary. Mermaid Man travels to higher ground. Man Ray tends to Barnacle Boy's wounds. The Dirty Bubble tries to sleep through the entire day. How has no one popped the Dirty Bubble yet? Mrs. Puff hunts for other tributes. Again, she's hunting? Karen is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Okay, if the Dirty Bubble ever gets pricked by thorns, GG. Squidward unknowingly eats toxic berries. No. Squidward! Rip to Squidward. This man just wanted to eat some sweet berries. I'll drink to that. Anybody drinking at home? Let's have a little toast to our girlfriends and our wives. May they never meet. Mermaid Man, the Dirty Bubble, Squilliam Fancy Son, Mr. Krabs, and Pearl sleep in shifts. That's a squad. That's 5 of them. Mr. Krabs and Pearl are together. I love to see it. Man Ray, Karen, and Gary sleep in shifts. Fred goes to sleep. Fred has done nothing this whole time. Barnacle Boy tends to Plankton's wounds. Are they... You know. Mrs. Puff attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. No one died again! Mrs. Puff and Pearl work together to drown the Dirty Bubble? That's the one way the Dirty Bubble wouldn't die! He's a bubble! Did they fill his airy body with water? Therefore, he went from being a bubble to just a water source? If so, that's devious. I love powerful women working together though. Plankton makes a wooden spear. It's a toothpick. Barnacle Boy, Fred, Mr. Krabs, and Squilliam Fancy Son raid Karen's camp while she is hunting. They just plugged in a USB and downloaded everything. Rip to the Dirty Bubble. Not how I thought he was gonna die, but nonetheless, rip. Man Ray shoots an arrow into Mrs. Puff's head. Why is that funny? Just a brutal death for Mrs. Puff. What did she do? Squilliam Fancy Son kills Plankton for his supplies. Oh, this is it. It's happening. This is the climax. Rip to Plankton. Mr. Krabs begs for Pearl to kill him. She refuses keeping Mr. Krabs alive. Begging your own daughter to kill you? There's no way she could go through with that. That's insane. Fred destroys Karen's supplies while first she got her supplies raided. Now it's being destroyed. Barnacle Boy dies from thirst. God damn it, Barnacle Boy. Gary screams for help. No! Gary, I thought we were past this. Poor Gary, he's going through it again. This guy's got demons. Mermaid Man dies of dysentery. Why is that such an old person way to die? This dude died shitting himself. Barnacle Boy and Mermaid Man died together though. One of them, that's such an old person way to die, both of them. One was just thirsty, one was just pooing too much. The cornucopia is replenished with food supplies, weapons, and memoirs. Karen, Mr. Krabs, and Squilliam Fancy Son track down and kill Fred! My leg! No, they probably cut off his leg! My leg! Fred, no! Wow, hey, that just shows Fred's power. It took 3 people to kill Fred. That man's a beast. Rip to Fred, bro. And his leg. Pearl doesn't go, Man Ray doesn't go, Gary doesn't go. Smart. Pearl fishes. Karen tries to spear fish with a trident. Squilliam Fancy Son tends to Man Ray's wounds. Mr. Krabs tends to Gary's wounds. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Mrs. Puff, Plankton, Barnacle Boy, Mermaid Man, and Fred. Oh, Fred. We're almost done, folks. We got, only people left are Mr. Krabs, Karen, Gary, Pearl, who has 3 kills, Man Ray, who also has 3 kills, and Squilliam Fancy Son. I did not think Squilliam Fancy Son would last this long. Man Ray begs for Pearl to kill him. Why is everyone begging Pearl to kill them? She refuses keeping Man Ray alive. Pearl, you're too nice. Kill these dudes, bruh. Or Man Ray's gonna shoot an arrow in your head. Mr. Krabs looks at the night sky. Gary tries to sing himself. I can't with Gary. I can't do it anymore. Gary tries to sing himself to sleep. I mean, come on, I'm really rooting for you, buddy. I just hope Gary finds inner peace before he dies. Karen catches Squilliam Fancy Son off guard and kills him. Karen's like an evil demon murder bot. Karen might win this thing. Karen severely slices Mr. Krabs with a sword. Jesus! Man Ray sets off an explosive, killing Pearl and Gary. Pearl, that's why you gotta kill that motherfucker. Man Ray's evil. Oh my god, so it's just Karen and Man Ray? This is such a most random 2 characters. Karen, bro. Karen! Karen? If Karen wins, it's truly a sign of the times that robots are gonna take over and we're all gonna die. 4 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Squilliam Fancy Son, Mr. Krabs, Pearl, and Gary. Mr. Krabs and his daughter died on the same day. Gary, I can't believe Gary died. Gary, I hope you found peace before you died, my man. Nothing showed me that you did, but I just like to think that you did. This is it, the final showdown. Exactly who we thought would be here at the end. Karen, Man Ray. Who's gonna take it? Judy, who do we think's gonna win? Wow, she says Man Ray. Here we go. Karen spears Man Ray in the abdomen. The winner is Karen from District 3. Goddamn Karen! Karen! Karen the computer is our winner. God damn. The power this bitch holds. A computer won against a bunch of fish. I chalked that win up to Plankton because Plankton programmed her. This is like Ex Machina. Has anybody seen that movie? I hope you have. I'm not gonna spoil it, but the robot has taken over. There is the placements for everybody. Doodle Bob coming last place. Karen coming first place. And Man Ray running up. Gary with the bronze medal. Respect to my boy Gary. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me. Honestly, that was such a fun Hunger Games. I had a lot of fun doing it. I hope you had a lot of fun watching. If anyone picked Karen to win, congratulations. But I bet a bunch of you did not pick her. She was a sleeper pick for sure. Let me know what you would like to see in the future, different Hunger Games that we can do. It could be anything, literally anything, and we will do it. So thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for chilling. Rip to SpongeBob and all his friends. Congratulations to Karen. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Go vegan, be nice to each other, and I love you. Go grab some merch. Maybe I'll make some Karen merch. And follow me on Twitch. Okay, bye.
Fucked up, loser, got a lot of dreams though. Scream so loud, never could be seen though. Get so lost, like my name is Nemo. When I dream, it can never be complete. Make these motherfuckers understand there'll never be another me. Tell them on to me, what you wanna be. Yeah, the future me. All you gotta do is meet the demons in the middle.